Hello, everyone. It's Testimony Thursday. Who's excited for testimonies besides me? I mean, I tell you what, this is the best night to get people on the meetings, to introduce them to this incredible life-altering technology. For those of you who are just joining us tonight for the first time, you're here to learn about X39, the power of LifeWave patches and how they're changing everybody's life. We are having such a blast doing this. It's amazing. Every day, the miracles just keep pouring in. So if you came tonight to hear the miracles, you came to the right place. Remember to text 2 or 3 or 5 more people just to get them on tonight. We've got some incredible guests tonight. We've got Nurse Practitioner. I believe that she's a Nurse Practitioner, or is she a PA? She's an NP. Danielle Blatchard is on tonight. She's amazing. And then we also, I think that I'm like, have we had this beauty on from Arizona, Susan Gladstein? Not sure if she's been on. Why do I think she has been? Maybe it was because I was on her podcast. But this woman is a dynamo at helping people to take back their power to have babies after the age of 40. So she's got quite the story to tell. Incredible testimony. And now I see these beautiful pictures of her and her brand new baby. And it's so exciting. So you're going to get to hear from 2 of the best. Next week, you will be hearing from Valerie Musa. She's out of California, growing a big team down there. And our good friend Connie Erlin, John and Connie, say the prayers for the baby dog of Connie's, because that dog is getting well. Connie was going to join us tonight because she's got incredible testimonies about her husband, who's a type 1 diabetic. And it is out of this world what's happening with his blood sugar numbers. So I can't wait for you to hear from her next week. So if you have any diabetic friends or people that are wondering what it could possibly do to their blood sugar, make sure that you invite them to next Thursday's Thursday testimony, because it will totally be life altering for those people. By the way, I get to hear and listen to diabetic numbers changing all the time, people getting off their drugs, lowering their insulin, getting off their metformin. So that's kind of a commonplace thing. So here we go, you guys. If you don't know me, my name's Renita Brannon. I'm from up in Bismarck, North Dakota. If I look like I just got done at the gym, I did. Just got done teaching SkyFit, jumping on the trampoline. So I love that we get to do things that we love to do. I love to exercise. Let me see if I can find Susan. Susan, I'm going to let you go first. I've got Danielle on here and Susan, both of you beauties on tonight. Susan, you came up first on my screen, so I'm just going to add the pin with you. You guys, this is the beautiful Susan. And when I met this lady, she knew more about semen. Yeah, I said that, semen, than any person I'd ever met. She has such an incredible story she wants to share with you guys. And listen, as I'm watching Susan on social media, she had this beautiful little baby, and I see her holding this baby, and she's growing her LifeWave business. But Susan, take it away. Tell them what this patch has done for you. Tell them a little bit about your background, because it's so unique. I remember the very first time I met you, I was like, you do what?
Yeah, so both of
All
my
right, go for it. Let me see. She's freezing.
Can you hear me okay?
There you go.
Okay.
I can.
So I have 2 older children. They're 22 and my daughter turned 19 today. And my husband and I decided to start all over in our 40s and have babies. So I have a 22, 19, 4-year-old and a 6-week-old.
Hang on a second, Susan. You're cutting in and out. Hang on. Let me see. Is it cutting out for everybody, or is that just me? Is it cutting out? Maybe it's me.
It only cut out just briefly, but it's fine.
Okay, go, Susan. Take it away.
Okay.
Say that whole thing again, because we missed it.
So I have a 22, a 19-year-old as of today, and then I have a 4-year-old and a 6-week-old, because my husband and I decided to start all over in our 40s. And those 2 miracle babies at the end were because of vasectomy reversal, which I didn't even know was a thing. When I was looking to adopt more kids, my husband said, why don't we just have one of our own? And so we had a reversal. It took us 2 years and lots of pain, and all of this things came up. Well, about a year or so ago, I felt this nudge from God to like really help other couples try to holistically have babies. Because at 40, it was like, you just need to rush into IVF. And obviously there's, you know, you're old and you have all this age against you. And I wasn't for that. So looking at things from more of a holistic lens. And so as I was pregnant this last time at 44, I'll be 45 in July. And I was having all these back pains and hobbling around the house like a 90-year-old woman. And I was just feeling terrible. Like I still had so far in my pregnancy to go that I was like, I can't live like this. And so Amanda Wallstrom, she and I served in the Air National Guard together, and she brought these wonderful patches into my world, relieved my back pain immediately to where I was like running after my 4-year-old again. I was riding my bike into my, you know, right before I had my baby. And I had my 4th C-section. So that was another thing. I wanted to see how my healing would be. And at 3 weeks, my incision and how I felt was probably more like what I felt at 3 months in my past pregnancies. And so I also have to say that when my 22-year-old son started telling me like, Mom, you look really good. Like your eyes are glowing, your skin is great. Like I knew something was up with these patches. So, and people tell me all the time now,
I love it.
Like that I just look and like, how are you so calm all the time? And I'm telling you, it's the patches.
I love that. And I love that now, not only has it helped you, Susan, to look good, feel good, heal quickly, post baby, but now, I mean, you've got a big platform where you, like you said, you introduced a lot of people to vasectomy reversal, right? Which was a whole new spin in my vocabulary when I met you. And you help people to do things naturally, holistically, right? Which I think is so cool. I think everybody needs that. Is my computer freezing or is it Susan's? I can tell. Is it me? Okay. Can you hear me? Did you get all that? I think it's incredible that you're sharing the message with moms that are in the same boat, the husbands, the wives. And, Susan has a bit of a theory. She said post vasectomy reversal, she told me it takes the average person 90 days. Was it 90 days, Susan, you told me that the man can start creating.
Yeah.
Tell me the stats on that one.
Sperm takes about 72-ish days to regenerate. And so when people are trying to conceive and they want a baby like yesterday, obviously healing and reducing inflammation is hugely important. And a lot of times that's just done through steroids, which come with a lot of obviously side effects with that. Some people can't handle it. And a lot of people are struggling with testosterone issues. And so being able to have a natural way to help them heal faster to get the baby that they really want is super powerful.
I love it. And I you know me, if we can help moms and dads and kids holistically heal, reduce inflammation. I mean, I always say every parent should have this patch in their health arsenal because it is like way better than a Tylenol, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, any of that stuff. You're just literally helping the body to restore and regenerate with light. So, I mean, there's nothing safer for a pregnant mom, right? Or a nursing mom or a child or a baby even. When people say, can I put it on my child? I'm like, absolutely. Like, what did you feed him for lunch today? I hope it wasn't McDonald's.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, we're just teaching people a whole new way to regenerate and restore their bodies, and it's happening with light. So Susan, you're a blessing. She told me she was going to start patching some guys and to see if their sperm count would go up even faster, maybe, right? We were talking about that when I was in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm still in my trial phase of that. I have to wait to get their analysis from their reversals, but I've gotten such amazing feedback from people that were like, the husband was super skeptical about wearing them. And then he was like, wow, I actually, the pain is gone. Like there must be something into this. And then the bruising went away. And so, and he's a combat veteran. So he's been seeing a lot of other benefits that he didn't expect from that, which is also a blessing.
Yeah, we've got a ton of veterans that love the patches. That's a whole nother demographic, right, Susan? That totally needs phototherapy. It needs to understand the power of X39 and how it can restore and regenerate their body, their sleep. A lot of those veterans, I know they have a heck of a time sleeping and deal with PTSD and whatnot. So you're a blessing. And where's the baby? I thought you were gonna be like holding the baby, nursing the baby. Where's
I
the baby?
know. It's like the one time he actually was laying in his bed so I could cook and eat dinner. Like that
Okay,
never happened.
Let him sleep. We'll have the baby on next time. Hey, thank you for sharing. And
Thank you.
This just opens up a whole another realm of people, you guys, that we could be talking to about the power of X39. And, here's Susan biking right before she has the baby. And this poor woman, when she first got pregnant, was having that severe back pain and just pains everywhere, right? As a mom. And I loved it. I was watching as you were healing from the cesarean and how great you were feeling. Like, I mean, I was witnessing that, and people generally don't do that well that fast. So that's a whole nother demographic of people that we can talk to that, that don't know about the patches, that need to know, because it will absolutely not only help increase their healing time and lower their inflammation, the scar is going to be so much better. I mean, it's going to be just incredible, the scars, right? So I feel like every time we can reduce scar tissue in the body, we're having better electrical and energetic flow, and everything is going to be better, flowing better, functioning better overall. So God bless you.
Thank you.
We'll see that sweet baby next time. I'm watching on Facebook.
And I will say, like, I left the hospital 29 hours after he was born, and that was like unheard of for them to release somebody that early. And it's just because I was walking and moving so great.
Wow, wow, wow. There's a testimony of a mom wearing the patches, giving birth, continuing to wear the patches. We get asked a lot of times, hey, are the patches okay for pregnant nursing women? I'm like, well, we've got a lot of mamas and a lot of pregnant women and a lot of nursing and a lot of babies using the patches. We can't come out and say to you, yeah, put it on your baby. We can't come out and say it quite like that, because just like most nutritional supplements that are not tested with pregnant and nursing women, the patches are not tested either. But again, the only thing coming into the body is light. It's not like an acetaminophen is 1,000% negative for you at this point. They found it reduces glutathione stores in the babies and the moms and the babies, right? And so that leads to things like ADHD and problems with the baby's neurodevelopment, which moms never knew because they were always said Tylenol, the name you could trust, right? Which was a joke. And so we've got to get to moms. I just believe we've got to get to moms, pregnant moms, nursing moms, and tell them about the power of this patch and their health arsenal for their families. So, Susan, you're a blessing. Thank you so much. Have a great night. God bless you, girl. All right. Next up is Miss Danielle. And Danielle, you probably can attest to the healing time because you are an NP.
Yeah.
And you can probably attest to that healing time of her getting out of the hospital that quick and then healing that quick, right? With a C-section, because that's not very commonplace.
That is not normal. That is not normal at all. It doesn't happen. They don't want you to go that fast. They are trying to get people up pretty quick, but they don't get them out of there. So that's incredible. I wish I would have met her 10 years ago when I was struggling with infertility and stuff, or had these patches as well. But anyway, thanks for having me, Renita. Good to see y'all.
Oh, you're so beautiful. When I saw today, what sparked this? First of all, Danielle's just an incredible leader. She's got incredible people on her team, like Crystal, and I mean, so many amazing leaders, and just growing a huge team of light workers that are helping people restore and regenerate their bodies. And you guys know Eddie. Eddie's on Danielle's team.
Yeah.
Eddie, if you don't know Eddie's the 96-year-old who got kicked out of hospice. He was telling the nurses on the way out the door, I'm healthier than you. Anyway, Danielle today, I did a Facebook Live, and it was just so fantastic about literally something that had just happened. And I'm like, oh, that's so fantastic. That's so excellent. We've got to share that. So Danielle, take it away. What happened today?
Okay, so I have a personal trainer at the gym to keep me accountable, and I like to mix things up. But anyway, his name is Kurt, and I introduced him to the patches a few weeks ago. He was limping. He had a little hamstring injury, and so I'm like, hey, I've got this LifeWave pain patch, and I took him to like the bathroom hall, and I made him drop his drawers, and I patched the LifeWave on his back and his hip. And well, I'm a nurse practitioner, so that doesn't bother me. I've seen, all the butts and everything for years. But anyway, so he was like mortified. Like people were walking in and out. They're probably thinking I'm giving him like a, illegal injection of testosterone or something. But no, it was just a patch. So anyway, he's training me and he's like bending over, like picking up the weight. He's like, oh my God, it doesn't hurt anymore. So instantly he was a believer. He's like, I need to look into the science. He looked into it. He's a, servant leader at his church. He's like a pastor. He's also a gospel singer. And he had a big singing production this Saturday, and I hadn't seen him in about a week. So because of the long holiday, I go in today. He can't even speak. Apparently he got a sinus infection called sinusitis over the weekend and developed laryngitis 2 days ago, had zero voice, was just barely whispering. And I'm like, he told me, well, he whispered to me about his production this Saturday. I'm like, I got to fix this. So I ran to my car. I'm like, let me see what patches I have. And I pulled, he had X39 on. He just got his order in and he had 3 X39 on because that's all he had. So he was like, I'm going to load him up. But he still couldn't talk. So I had a carnosine and I had an LifeWave. So I put the carnosine right in the center of his chest. I said, look, we'll see what it does. Added LifeWave, white right, tan left. Start doing my next set of squats. And he starts counting my reps and he was like, 1. And then he was like, 2, 3. His voice instantly came back. And I'm talking about 10 seconds from when the patches were placed. It was, his eyes got big, his mouth got big. He couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So it was incredible. So then, of course, he went and talked his boss. He had to speak that morning at a meeting. He couldn't speak. So everybody at the meeting prayed over him. Well, he went and told his boss and the staff. I patched his boss. I patched everybody in the gym. So anyway, they're all believers. They got to witness it. And I didn't get a video, but Kurt is working tonight, but he's going to have to come back and share how amazing. It was just incredible. I haven't seen anything like that, just instantly.
Just literally opened up the system. Just
opened up the energy, the airways. I don't know. It relaxed something and he could speak again.
Wow. 1, 2, right? He was back in.
No, 2. Like it was silent and then 2. It was, I don't know. You had to be there to see it, but it's incredible.
I mean, he must have been as shocked as you when the 2 came out. Right.
Yes,
I mean,
he was.
Honestly, what happens with people that, they're a little skeptic, something like that happens and it's undeniable. And then, like you said, the whole gym wants to patch, like you're patching everybody at the gym, right? Because they're like, how did that just happen? The guy couldn't talk 5 minutes ago, And so Danielle, what a fun thing to see. I always love those immediate miracles, don't you? I mean,
yes.
We know the patch works, right? So we know the longer we wear it, the healthier we're getting. We see people's labs and lives change, but sometimes those instantaneous miracles, they are so fun to witness because it was the patch because there was nothing else.
It's the unexpected stuff. It's just fun. And like it keeps getting better. Like it's every day these things are happening, but this I had to share. So I immediately went and did a little Facebook Live and it was just exciting.
It is exciting. So Danielle, you're a nurse practitioner. You're still in practice, helping a lot of people get well, obviously integrated holistically because you know better. And so how are you seeing the response for people that are using the patches in your practice? I mean, do you tell them about it first line? Do you wait a while? How does that work in your practice? Because I know there's other chiropractors, naturopaths, MDs, dentists, all kinds of doctors right now that are utilizing the patch technology. But I always like to hear from each individual doctor or practitioner or, how are they implementing it in their practice? So how are you doing that, Danielle?
Well, I have a telehealth practice. And so I get them to send me their most recent labs, their diagnoses, anything like that. And I mean, the first thing I say is I've got something that can help you, period. And it's always, I lead with the patch because I don't care what it is, autoimmune, cardiovascular, gastroenterology issues, liver, fatty liver. I'm specialize in gastroenterology, hepatology, which actually is everything when you think about it. Right. So it doesn't matter what it is. Everything's linked. So I lead with the patch. I'm like, you need the patch. And then I, look into supplements. I look in their diet, all kinds of stuff. But I tell them you need to have the patch. I do my own protocols just because it depends on what it is per person. Like I lead with X39, but I think Eon is the bomb with anything. So I think everybody needs to get Eon in their arsenal. but yeah, and they get the patches and they start documenting their vital signs, their fatty liver scans, their elastographies, diabetes like crazy. People's A1Cs are going down. I'm getting people completely off insulin, off anybody on a GLP-1. I'm like, get rid of that crap. Some that are scared to come off it, I will titrate them off a little bit until they're confident enough. They're seeing more weight loss, switching to the patch, getting off the GLP-1s without the side effects. So yeah, I lead with the patch. The patch is number one. It's going to help anything. So
gosh, this is so interesting that you're saying this. I was just down in Park City, Utah, and the last day that Scott and I were there was a woman there, and you guys maybe know Beamy. She's actually the one who shared the patch with the guy, Mickey Willis, the pandemicseries.com. So Beamy was there, and she was getting picked up from a friend, and a friend owned or worked at a clinic that was an integrative health, kind of an energy clinic, but the MD that ran the clinic for 25, 30 years specializes in helping people literally be delivered of their Parkinson's. And so we were standing in the lobby talking about it, and she said, this MD, he does all kinds of alternative types of therapies at the, energetic, frequency, light therapy, all this other stuff. She goes, but you know what the first line of defense is when these people with Parkinson's walk in? She says, the first thing we do is patch them. It's the very first thing we do. So I find so many practitioners from east to west, north to south, all of the practitioners, no matter which arena they're in, it seems like they're starting with X39. I mean, and like you said, Eon, sometimes Eon to bring the body out of that fight or flight state back to the parasympathetic, because people don't realize that you will not heal when you're in a cortisol driven state. That's why they just keep piling you on the drugs, because nothing's getting any better. Actually, they're just masking symptoms or trying to, and it doesn't even do a good job. So what the Eon does is it actually pulls the body back to that parasympathetic state. And most people don't realize that that's where your body can actually repair and regenerate.
Yes.
So when I heard, now you're saying it, and I have, Dr. Stillman that says it, and all of them say the first line of defense that they're using is literally the patch. Yeah. And from there, like, depending on how that goes, the first couple of days, they kind of, will align and realign the system, the protocol, according to how the person did with that patch. Right. And so it's so interesting that it's the easiest thing to do. Mm-hmm. It's the most affordable thing to do generally for everybody. And you don't know how many things are going to be repaired and regenerated just because of the patch. I mean, it's like you're using one tool to fix a bunch of problems, right?
Well, people are living in a fight or flight state, and they don't realize that you cannot heal anything in that state. So the patches will get them back closer to homeostasis, quickly without a side effect. In GI, all I did was treat patients who came in with a side effect from another drug. And instead of figuring that out, our job was to give them another drug for that side effect. So it's just baffling. So with this, I'm able to literally get all my patients off their medications, because once your body is back in a better state, it starts healing. You literally can heal anything.
Wow. 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 Okay. You heard it from her, Danielle. You're a blessing. You are so beautiful and so healthy. Trust me. I see the guns. You're pumping it up for the next free trip. I see it. I see it. You're in the gym. So
look,
you guys,
wait, look what I got though.
Oh, she got the passport. Everybody clap because she got the passport. Last time the passport was a problem, but Crystal had fun in the sun for you, and yes. Boy, did we miss you. We're never missing you again on a free trip. You're going to be on the next one for sure. So we love and appreciate your testimony tonight. Thank you for the joy that you're sharing. And again, when I saw it on social media today, I was just like ear to ear smiling, saying, we got to get Danielle on tonight sharing this. So everything else you said, you guys, is just a blessing. This woman is a blessing from heaven. And yeah, she does telehealth. So if you're looking to get off your drugs, call Danielle. Okay. A little plug for Danielle there. We love and appreciate you. Thanks for hopping on tonight, Danielle. All right. If you guys are wondering what we're doing here, we're here talking about LifeWave and how this patch, as you can see, is setting people free, free from health ailments, free from problems, and free from drugs, right? How many of you know that I love getting people off illegal drugs? It's like a total passion of mine. And so if you're on here tonight and it's your first time looking at this, make sure you talk to the person who invited you on here. That person will be your sponsor. They'll help get you started at the best deal. There's some wholesale packages that are absolutely the best deal to get started with. So I would suggest that. I'm going to go through a little quick flip chart here for you guys, just to give you a rough overview of LifeWave. And then I'm going to give you a couple websites. So for those of you that are on here tonight, if you're on here and you love a deep dive and you're the person that wants the science and you want to learn more, I'm going to give you the website so that you can learn and grow yourself tonight. And not just have to listen to a couple testimonies, but if you're a science mind, I want to show you where to find that information as well. So first things first, we have the Next Level convention coming up. If you haven't registered for that, get registered. That's where leaders are born. That's where dreams happen, because people realize the power of this technology. David Schmidt has said that this is a generational business. And what that means is from generation to generation. Why? Because people are taking back their health. The children are taking back their health. The grandparents are, we literally are going every generation, people taking back their health, right? We got Crystal, we got her dad, Eddie, right? We got me, we got my mom, Pearl. We've got all these people, and we've got my kids. Think about this. We've got Bo, True, and Rocco, literally generations of health and generations of wealth over here, because we're all building a business. And of course, the LifeWave conference, I found out today on the SPD meeting, it's not sold out yet. So if you haven't registered for the conference, that's going to be in October down in Anaheim. Wow, wow, wow. Listen, I want to tell you this. If you register for Next Level and you go, or you register for the LifeWave convention and you go, and you don't feel like you've had your money's worth, you just call Scott and I, and we'll give you your money back. That's a standing offer across the board for anybody on our team. If you attend one of these events and you say, I just didn't get anything out of it, you call me and I'll cut you a check. Okay, because I believe that if you go to these things, it's going to change your life. And of course, don't forget, we've got Super Saturday coming up next Saturday down in Dallas, Texas. Many of you, if you're a director or above, you got an in-person invite. If you can't attend in person, no problem. It's all going to be online. The online version is going to be, the live broadcast is going to be for all of us. So you don't have to just be a director, even if you just got started yesterday or today. You don't even have to be any rank. You'll be able to attend that Super Saturday virtual convention. And the reason you want to attend that is they are doing a comp plan upgrade. It's called Comp Plan 2.0. And they are literally going to be educating you for 6 hours about the brand new compensation plan. Listen, the company's been around for 21 years and has not made a comp plan change. And this year they're doing it because they know that this comp plan is going to be for generational wealth creation. So instead of 6 ways of making money, there's 9. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, the whole thing is more. So if you like the word more and you like more ways of earning, make sure that you tune in June 7th. And then all of you here tonight, hopefully you've been patched, but if not, you got to get patched tonight, because all LifeWave products are incredible. They're free from drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. Like Danielle said, she's getting people off the legal drugs. We don't claim to treat, cure, or prevent disease. We're not allowed to do that. I always say only the legal drug cartel can make drug claims. We are not a drug. We are light therapy, phototherapy, and we love it, because I don't know about you guys, but I love families getting well. I am a health advocate for my aging mom. Hopefully you're a health advocate for your aging parents and loved ones and next door neighbors. We've got the whole neighborhood. Fortunately, we moved into a neighborhood where the average age is 70 plus. That was actually a good thing for our business, right? Because now we've got all the neighbors patched, feeling good, working in their yards. Like, you know, some of these people, I mean, we got 80-year-olds shoveling their snow up here in our development because they're all patched up and feeling amazing. So we got started with my beautiful mama. And that was, you know, we really got started almost 3 years ago now, and it was because of her Parkinson's. I was searching for a solution for mom, and nothing was really working in the drug arena with Parkinson's. And so what happened was we had considered getting her stem cell injections down in Tijuana, and it was $10,000, and it was a long way to go to travel. And they told us that it doesn't work in all Parkinson's people, and we might have to come back for multiple injections. Well, my brothers were pretty tight. We're German, and so German Russian. And so we're pretty tight. So my brothers said, we don't want to spend $10,000 and, you know, it not work. You know, the thing about the patch, you guys, is the patch has a money back guarantee. A stem cell injection in Tijuana doesn't. Okay. So we opted not to go. Thank God, because, you know, I always say the good Lord was listening to my prayers, because 3 weeks later, a friend of mine who's a nurse much like Danielle has chosen to take the alternative route and natural and integrated route. She actually called me up and she said, Renita, you got to try this patch on your mom. She said, my neighbor lady with Parkinson's had downright miracles. Okay. Now listen, I don't know if you have a loved one or maybe it's yourself that's hurting, but I want to ask you a question. Can you imagine what your life is going to look like when you put this patch on and your body is regenerated? Can you imagine? I want you to imagine for a moment what that's going to be like, because that's exactly what happened to my mom. On the 11th day, she was walking without the walker. She was offering to make breakfast. She was in a great mood, which is just not normal at 8 a.m. with Parkinson's because they lack dopamine. You know, within a couple months, my mom's teeth had been completely restored. All of the pockets, because she had had periodontal disease for like 9 years, all of the pockets were sealed closed. And the dentist called me and said, I'm looking at a different mouth here. What did you do to your mother's teeth, Renita? And I'm like, you're kidding, right? Her muscle came back. She went from being 97 pounds, wasting away, to 123 pounds. Her penmanship came back. If you guys know about Parkinson's, they can't write. It's like a line. Her beautiful penmanship cursive came back. I mean, her voice came back. Before she was whispering all the time. I mean, it was just amazing, you guys. So I pray that you're a health advocate for your aging loved ones. My mom was my first miracle. Our dad was our second. This was my dad's legs. He's a Marine, Semper Fi for all the Marines in the house. But my dad was just, you know, just an amazing, amazing advocate of natural health and healing as well. He hated the drugs. And he actually was dealing with these oozing, goozing legs for 6 months. 6 months, he was wiping his legs. He carried around a rag. It was awful. And they were triple the size. They felt like blinking logs. He couldn't walk. He couldn't sleep at night. Drove him nuts. And I said to my dad the morning my mom was walking without the walker, I said, hey, do you want to put a patch on you? He said, I thought it was for Parkinson's. I said, honestly, I have no idea what it's for. I can't believe mom's walking without the walker, wanting to make us eggs. Like, I think you should try it, Dad. And Dad said, put it on me. And you guys, the picture on the right was 24 hours later. So here's my advice to you tonight. Take pictures of the very ugly things on your body tonight when you get off this Zoom. Okay, take pictures of the legs, the warts, the growths, the skin, whatever you got. Take pictures of it, because you're going to be so thankful you took a picture. Now, I think the Lord blessed me with a one-patch miracle. If you're on here, put in the comment if you've had a one-patch miracle. Danielle had a one-patch wonder today with the laryngitis. And when you get those one-patch wonders, I mean, they are just undeniable, right? That you just can't, like, they're so excellent. They're so extraordinary that you just want to tell the world. So that's exactly what happened with my dad's legs. It was one patch, guys, overnight. All of the edema was gone. All the swelling was gone, and they dried up. Finally, after 6 months of dripping, they dried up. And so that was how we got started. But you guys, we are flooded with a miracle inbox. So this is my friend Penny's hands. She had dealt with those hands for 9 years post chemotherapy. And she got a hold of me after she saw Dad's legs on social media. And she said, well, it worked for my hands. I said, I have no idea, but I think it will. I'm guessing it will, you know? And she sent me the picture on the right 5 days after starting X39. So we see miracle breakthrough with athletes, with performance, with strength. Oh, just wait. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm about to launch with strength and vitality. Danielle, you're going to love it, because I know you love to work out like I love to work out. And you guys, it is taking people's strength to another level. Like, their bodies are transforming. And the missing link all along has been phototherapy. Like, you can eat just right, but as soon as you add in phototherapy, it's like a 10 times effect, right? With the good nutrition. So we're going to talk more about that. Again, we've got all of our kids involved in it. Those are our boys, 25, 18, 16. They all wear the patch. Make sure you get your kids, your grandkids on the patch. They're going to thank you, because they're going to be better, faster, fitter, stronger. They're going to run faster, lift heavier. I mean, we got a young guy in our team named Beckett. And Beckett got started because his mom's shoulder was bothering her for years. And his dad is a physician in town here. And they had told Beckett he was going to have some crazy back surgery. And the kid's 16. And long story short, Truett, Rocco, the middle son right there, the one in the middle, the baby, introduced Beckett to the patch. His back started feeling better and better. The kid just took second in the state in pole vault, right? He took you know, I think second or third in the state for long jump, right? This is a kid who couldn't even walk barely because his back hurt so bad and they wanted to give him back surgery, okay? He's been wearing the patches. Every time he comes over, he's got the patches all over him. So the bottom line, you guys, these young athletes need it too. So David Schmidt is the founder, CEO. If you don't know this guy, you're about to. He's a genius and he loves the Lord. That's what I'm going to say about David. 201 patents, 101 clinical studies. Wow, wow, wow. And listening to him today at the SPD talk, I cannot wait for you to hear what he's going to be talking about at Next Level and at our annual convention. You talk about clinical evidence. This guy does not launch a product unless he can scientifically validate it. He's got to be able to prove it. So for all the science minds that are watching tonight, if you're analytical, thank God you showed up tonight, because this guy is as analytical and as genius as I've ever seen, like in my life. And I know a lot of super smart people like Danielle. And so, you know, specializing in age reversing, you know, in 2008, he said, let's focus on how we can activate stem cells in the body with light. And that's exactly what he did. He took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market X39. But like Danielle talked about, there are other patches, right? There's 11 other patches in addition to X39 in our back office. We're not going to get into all of them tonight, but the technology originated with the Navy SEALs. 21 years ago, David created the first phototherapy patch for the SEALs to wear during Hell Week. And then it worked so well for the Navy SEALs that the women's Olympic swim team from Stanford University were wearing the patch. Okay, and I'm going to show you a quick video that talks about that here in a second. It's so awesome. But when they started patching, these swimmers instantly, just like my son Bo got faster and faster and faster. Every time he ran, he got faster. They came in and drug tested Bo 3 times his final semester of college. And of course, there's nothing in his blood. He's not taking anything illegal. It's light. How can you measure light? Is light illegal? So when they were measuring the Olympic swimmers, of course, nothing's in the blood. There's no banned substances in this. The only thing entering the body is light. But it made those swimmers so fast. They were breaking records in practice and qualifying for the Olympic swim team. So this all works because our body emits light. That low-level light is always coming off of us. We don't see it with the naked eye. But I tell you what, if you have the night vision goggles on, like my military friends wear, they'll tell you, you can see dogs running across the yard, right? With those night vision goggles, they can see everything because our bodies are 98.6 degrees. So they're emitting that low-level light. And so all the patch does is simply reflect that light back into it. It's easy to use. It's got patented technology. Like I said, 201 patents in regenerative medicine. 201. That is so many. That's amazing, you guys. So if you read the patent, like it says, as a result of elevating copper peptide, this is the X39 patch, activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction of pain, improvements in stamina, improvement in wound healing. I mean, all of these things are things that people are praying for, and we've got a solution. If you want to learn more and you're really kind of a brainiac, I would say definitely get this book. It's called GHK Copper Peptides for Skin and Hair Beauty, but don't let the name confuse you. You're not just going to learn about beauty. You're going to learn about how copper peptide, GHKCU, which is activated by the X39 patch. That's the one you need to start with, X39. Say it right now, X39. That's the one you got to get going with. But that patch actually helps protect your body from disease. And it talks about it in the book, how it actually repairs damaged DNA. Are you kidding? It suppresses numerous cancerous metastasis genes. It reduces fibrinogen levels, which is the top predictor of heart attacks and strokes, guys. Come on. So we got to run after our loved ones and put an X39 on them. Again, 101 clinical studies. And just a little bit more information for your knowledge. Stem cells are the #1 indicator of how healthy we are. And it's crazy that not very many physicians or doctors or health practitioners are talking about it. Now, Danielle's talking about it. Susan's talking about it with the guys that are trying to get their sperm counts up, right? But the bottom line is most doctors never say anything about stem cells, right? It's just not in their language. They're not trained in it. And so stem cells really are the most incredible cell in the human body because they can become any other organ or organ tissue needed. So every one of us, the stem cells are going to the greatest area of need in our body. So if the greatest area of need, like my dad was his legs, it's going to go there. If it's your brain, it's going to go there. For some of you, it's going to be, you know, your vocal cords, laryngitis, right? For everybody, stem cells are going to go to the greatest area of need, okay? So make no mistake, the patches work for everybody, but it's going to go to your greatest area of inflammation first, okay? So if you got an area that you're looking to heal, be patient with it. Maybe it's got to heal something else in your body first. Maybe it's got to heal your heart. Maybe it's got to heal your liver first, right? I don't know. And so you got 1 billion circulating stem cells as a kid. By age 20, those stem cells start to decrease. Okay, at 20 is the age where you start to see a decrease in stem cell activity. And by age 30, you got a 60% reduction. So if you're on here tonight, you're 30, you got a 60% reduction of stem cell activity, which is why you start to feel a little older. By the age of 50, I'm nearly 50, you got a 75% reduction of stem cell activity. Okay, when I read that, I'm like, 75%? That means I'm only functioning with 25% of these bad boys. How do I up the game, right? And that's why the patch for me was such an incredible technology. Something so easy as putting this little sticker, like my dad calls it, on the back of your neck can activate and regenerate the body to increase the stem cell activity. So by age 60, if you're on here tonight and you're 60, you got a 90% reduction. And by age 80, a 95% reduction. You just need to take a sleeve of X39 to the nursing home and hug and patch. Okay, hug and patch, hug and patch, hug and patch. That's how that looks. You hug them and you patch them. Because I got a feeling we having a lot of people exiting the nursing home quickly, like Eddie. So how it's working, you guys, again, it's a proprietary form of light therapy. It's a patented nanocrystal technology, nanocrystal meaning small. All that's in the patch is water, salt, sugar, amino acids, oxygen, right? And depending on the combination of how those natural ingredients are laid out is going to be the patch technology. So depending on what patch you wear, each of those nanocrystal technology is going to be slightly arranged differently, okay? And depending what patch you have on, like in X39's case, when it reflects back into the body, because it reflects your own body light, what happens is it activates the GHK copper peptide, which activates our stem cells. So again, non-transdermal, nothing's leaching from the patch into the body, only light. Say it with me, only light is entering the body. So no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants, non-invasive. You wear the patch 12 hours on, take it off for 12 hours while you're sleeping, put a fresh patch on every morning. It's less than a cup of coffee a day, you guys. This is going to cost you $3.30 a day to regenerate those healing cells of your body. Make sure you're well hydrated, plenty of electrolytes, because electrolyte, the word gives it away. It's going to help that healing mechanism to help happen even faster. So these are some benefits. Hopefully you heard enough tonight between Susan and Danielle's great stories, but increased strength, mental clarity, you know, people's restored muscle and skeletal condition. Wow, bones are healing fast, right? Incisions are healing fast. Increased stamina, energy, vitality. I just think that when we sleep better, we heal better. Who can agree upon that? When we sleep better, we heal better all day long. And so these are some of the things that we see. But listen, these are important, but what's most important is what's going to happen to you. So make no mistake, I want you guys to let us know what the patch does for you, because we know it will bless you. Here's a topography map that's measuring all the areas of the brain. The first pictures of a woman who's a 77-year-old fitness instructor. She's got lack of brain coherence. Look at all the red. Red is not good when they do this test, okay? Red is like dead. Lots of inflammation. They put an X39 on this woman. She wears it every day, 12 hours a day for 3 weeks. They come back in, they do this test again. Look at this woman's brain. There is no more red. Hallelujah. Like, we should be running after people just because of this single document right here alone. Take a screenshot of that and ask your friends, do you want your brain to look like this? Or do you want your brain to look like this? Okay, I want my brain to have no red, right? That's where we function the best. So again, the long-term results are phenomenal. The longer you wear it, the better you look and feel. People will be asking, trust me, Susan said her son says, Mom, you look really good. And that probably was not just the pregnancy glow, Susan. That was the patch, because when you get to a convention and you look at everybody and you look like their faces are all glowing, you're going to say to yourself, what's going on here? How come everybody's face is glowing, right? And it's because of the patch. It does such amazing things for our skin. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the money aspect of this. They're about to have a major comp plan change, and it's going to be better yet. So I'm not going to go into great detail about the comp plan. I will tell you currently there's 6 ways of making money. It's about to be 9 ways of earning. You know, the stem cell industry is a huge industry. It's about 200 million, but it's predicted to go to $300 billion. And we are the only technology in the world that is able to activate the body's stem cells with light. Nobody else has that technology in the world. Everybody else is using injections. Remember, injections are expensive, they hurt, and they don't have a money-back guarantee. Okay, so this is an easy decision for me because I don't like needles. All right, you know, the company is 21 years old this year. We're in 75 countries. They were doing about $20 to $30 million a year until X39 was launched back in 2021, 2022. Look what happened that year, guys. Wow, an explosion, right? The X39 is the hero product of LifeWave. We always lead with that patch, okay? 320 million, 2022, 2023, 430 million, 2024, over 600 million. And this year will be the first $1 billion year with LifeWave. We're #1 in momentum growth worldwide out of the top 500 network marketing companies. We won the Bravo Growth Award in 2024 because we had over 3,000% growth. Guess what? We won it again 2 months ago in 2025 because we still have over 3,000% growth. We are the #1 growth company in the world. And our founder and CEO, David Schmidt, is the innovator of the year. A lot of these other network marketing companies, the nutrition companies, essential oil companies, they're fading. You know why? They're not innovating. They're fading because they're not innovating. I just rhymed that. They're fading because they're not innovating. David Schmidt says that our secret is innovation, right? So that is why LifeWave is having explosive growth. We are the beacon on the hill. If you have friends in network marketing, you ought to pick up the phone and call them tonight. Trust me, they are unhappy where they are and they are searching for a new home, okay? Because the truth is, a lot of those companies are not innovating. And we have the innovator of the year over here. So we have 6 ways of earning, but honestly, we've got 9. So I'm not going to even get into these right now. What I'm going to take you to is 2 things that I want you guys to know that are very important, okay? Here they are. Let me share them, share my screen with you so you guys can see them. The first thing is, if you've not been, remember I told you earlier, for all the people that really love to learn more and you need like that hardcore science, check this out. I want you to get on over to thisisitinfo.com. And when you go to thisisitinfo, you're going to love this website. It's going to have all of the information that you're looking for. If you're looking for more about this founder, more about phototherapy, each one of these things is a video, right? You can learn about how phototherapy works. You can learn from David Schmidt. You can read the patents. You can listen to Dr. Leland Stillman, my dear friend. You can come on down here and you can listen to all of the amazing, amazing doctors and PTs and NPs and OTs and all these incredible people that are in the health arena helping people to take back their power with phototherapy. You can learn about the athletes using it, right? It's all on here. Thisisitinfo.com. Write it down. And then at the top is testimonials. When you click on testimonials, let's say you want to hear about spine issues. Can it help my spine? When you click on that, there's going to be live recorded testimonies, one after another, on spine health. Okay. But it's not just spine health. It's children, it's eyesight, it's sleep, it's your bladder, right? All of these things are testimonies. So I want you to jot down, thisisitinfo.com. The business side of it is going to be thisisitteam.com. That's going to be all your business. You're going to go there. You can click on onboarding. If you're just getting started, that's a good thing. That's like your business training when you start. So This Is It Team is where all the business training is. And you can come on over here and you can learn about the team training. You can go to the YouTube channel. I'm going to take you to the YouTube channel right now. This is the third thing I want you to know. The YouTube channel is called This Is It Team on YouTube. And when you go there, there are thousands of recorded videos for you to learn this business, to learn how it's going to improve your health. Okay. It looks like tomorrow night, 5:30 at 7:59 p.m. It's going to be Scott and Renita Brannon. It's going to be Scott and I. So tune in tomorrow night on 5:30 at 8 o'clock Central Time. They're going to be launching our talk that we gave from the convention, the last convention. If you've not weren't at the last convention, you're going to want to watch the talk. It's going to be great. So you can learn all those different messages and teaching and training and all of the good stuff. Okay, the final thing I want to show you. So I showed you This Is It info, This Is It team, the YouTube channel called This Is It team. Those are the things I want you to know about. Now, the final thing I want to show you guys is how many of you listened to the David Schmidt video where he was talking about, he was being interviewed by the Direct Selling Association, Direct Selling Network. Have any of you watched that video? Raise your hand if you watched that video. Okay, so I'm going to show you our Facebook group. It's called LifeWave Wellness Warriors, and it's incredible, you guys. When you go to featured, let me screen share with you one more time, and then we're going to get you out of here. You can go to LifeWave Wellness Warriors, and right along the top is featured. You guys see where featured is? So this meeting tonight with Danielle and Susan and their testimonies is going to be under featured later on tonight. This recording will be up and available for you to share with your friends and loved ones. Okay, but when you click on featured up here, check this out. Here's our billionaire mindset from last night. John and Teresa Getz teaching you how to share your story, right? All of this stuff is always recorded for you. I put all the meetings up there. When you're saying, hey, where are these meetings posted? They're all under featured. Did you guys know that? They're all under featured. So if you've not been under featured on here, please go and look at the featured button, because all of the meetings are going to be under featured, upcoming meetings and recorded meetings. Okay. So let's say that you want to search for something. Let's say you want to search for David Schmidt, like this new recording that is just so phenomenal. Let's see if I did it right. I didn't save it as David Schmidt. What did I save it as, guys? Who watched that video in here? It was like literally the most, let me go to my Facebook page. It's in here, but I'm going to have to search for it. But I'm not going to search in front of you guys. I'm going to just go right here, and I'm going to scroll down on my own wall and pull it up so you guys can see it. Because what I want you to know is that David Schmidt, this has never had, the Direct Selling Network has never had as many views on anything ever in the whole existence. The Direct Selling Network has been around, I think now, for almost 25 years. And you guys know that they've never had as many views as they had with David Schmidt being interviewed right here. It's called The Direct Approach. Okay. Have you seen this? Has anybody seen this? We're just going to listen to it for a minute, because I want him to talk about how he got involved with network marketing. Okay. Because have you guys ever thought, why did he just choose to do this with network marketing? When you click on this, watch this. I'm just going to stream it ahead here to 7 minutes. That's where we want to listen, so you guys can hear this. And I noticed my sound is not on, so let me restart that just for a second. Share again. Ready, set.
It is
okay, here
to
it
market.
is.
And of course, early on in the process, I had to think about doing clinical studies, setting up manufacturing, and then of course, how are people going to find out about this product, and what channel are we going to use to sell it? So initially, I thought about infomercials, going to retail. I had meetings with GNC, and I had met a series of people along the way, and it was a perfect example of the power of direct sales and network marketing. And as we began to do demonstrations of the technology with people, it became very obvious that face-to-face selling was going to be much more powerful than simply having the product sit on a shelf. So the real moment came in the 2004 Olympic trials. I had been working with Coach Richard Quick at Stanford University, and we had his Stanford women's swim team using the patches in Olympic trials. And we made national news. And there were maybe 1,000 people or so that had come forward and said, wow, I'd really like to distribute your product. And it was that time that I decided to go full in on setting up LifeWave as a network marketing company. And I thought, if you could take on networking in a way that maybe was done differently than had it been done before, that it could be really something very special. So that's really what got us started. I just had no idea what I was getting into at that point, but it's been amazing.
It has been an amazing journey, as we've all watched from the sidelines over the last couple decades. And it is, unprecedented. A lot of the companies that you had worked with prior to coming into direct selling, so impressive, with such an amazing track record of success and innovation. And it is interesting as I talk to other founders and entrepreneurs, especially with products that are so innovative, so differentiated, that have such a strong foundation in the sciences and in technology, that they do see direct selling, that personal kind of one-to-one ability to explain, to demonstrate, to really go deep on the product and its value. How many people see direct selling as the best way to go to market and get that great information out? And so I know all of us are glad that you selected direct selling as the channel for these products. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. I think anyone that's tried it fully understands that. I'm curious, those early days, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced to, even keep the company alive and to scale it? And then how did you overcome those to be where you are today?
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. There was huge challenges. David is so great at just helping you to stay the course with fortitude and vision and discipline, and really gives you the greatest example of faith. And so if you have not watched that, you've got to watch it, because he then continues to talk about generational wealth and how you have to be innovative in a company if you want your children to own this company. So I have 3 boys, and I want my boys to be on the lineage of LifeWave. I want them to be earning income and sharing and serving others with this incredible business model, right? And so David talks about generational wealth as you continue to watch that. And he says, we've got to be innovating if we want to create generational wealth. If our children and our grandchildren are going to take part in this company, we've got to be innovative. And he goes on to talk about the upcoming technologies that are happening. So if you've not seen, watch what I'm sharing with you, and I'll go in and I'll post it right now again, and I'll put it at the top of the featured. So for those of you who have not watched that in entirety, it is worth your time to understand that you've got your hands on a gold mine. Okay. And that's really it for tonight, you guys. The best is yet to come with our health, with our finances. The difference maker is you. Are you going to get out and share this technology? Are you going to get out and share God's goodness with people? Because people don't know what they don't know. They don't know about the technology. Like, you could take 100 people and line them up, and probably 99 of them have never heard of LifeWave. So that goes to show you how incredibly what an incredible opportunity this is for all of us. So with that being said, the best is yet to come. Remember, we've got our meeting tomorrow night. If you want to tune into that on the YouTube channel, This Is It Team, you can watch that live recording. It's going to be awesome. Scott and I's speech that we gave down at the last convention. Get your convention tickets. And again, the offer stands. If you go to one of these events and you say, Renita, that was not worth it, call me, text me, and I will cut you a check immediately, because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that these events will change your life. So get to the next event, you guys. All right. With that being said, may the Lord bless you, keep you, and shine his face upon you, be gracious to you, protect your family. I pray that you were blessed by this meeting tonight. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you live on Sunday night. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much, Danielle. Thanks so much, Susan. We appreciate your testimonies. You guys are awesome.